Hello, gorgeous woman. Welcome back to Behind Closed Doors, the podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, hi, I love you. If you're listening on Spotify, hi, I love you as well. Go watch the YouTube because Ren's got a new hoodie. She's looking fucking cute, and I'm about to spit some absolute fucking knowledge to you this morning. Okay, I've been having a lot of conversations with people around standards in relationships, what it looks like to attract an emotionally available man, what it looks like to be in a healthy relationship, and I just know that you need to hear this. So that's today's conversation. And before we get into it, disclaimer as always, because people are so sensitive, if this doesn't land for you, that's fine. It doesn't have to. Not everything I say is gospel. And the girls who get it, and the girls who don't. And target audience will be reached when you feel this trigger something inside you. Or you're sitting there and you're like, fuck yeah, Ren, I agree. Okay? Not every single thing that comes out of my mouth is going to land with you. That's fine. You're not the target audience, okay? So keep that in mind as we get into these really honest conversations. And as you guys know, if you haven't watched the first episode of Behind Closed Doors, go watch it. But I reiterated this theme of like, this is the shit that you need to hear. These are the things that you're not talking about behind closed doors. These are the conversations that no one wants to have, and you're only having them behind closed doors. So let me bring them to the forefront. Let me bring them into the public eye, if you will. And let's debunk some of the things which just people aren't fucking saying publicly, okay? First thing on the list is if you want a healthy relationship, brother in Christ, you need to fucking advocate for the fact that you want a healthy relationship. I don't know why this is rocket science for some people, but you will not attract someone who is emotionally consistent, available, financially available to look after you, to support you, to treat you like a princess, to be kind and nurturing and listen and care and all of that romance that you want, okay? You're not going to fucking attract that if you don't believe that you deserve that. That's not rocket science. On the back of that conversation, you need to be actually asking for those things. You need to be actively searching for those things. And this is where a lot of women will get lost in what we think we deserve versus what we actually want. The reason I want to bring this into conversation is because there was a time in my life where I was attracting the most subpar fucking relationships to date. Okay? I wanted to be loved. I wanted to be heard. I wanted to feel special. But do you know what I was attracting? Fucking losers. Now, the reason I was attracting fucking losers is because I had a list in my brain of what I wanted, and then I had standards which matched that, and then I disregarded my standard. I went, oh, they don't tick the boxes, but this is fine. This will do. That fucking belief system is why you keep attracting idiots. It's why you keep attracting losers. It's why you keep attracting men who are so fucking emotionally unavailable. Now, if you're in a relationship, let's say you've already attracted that type of person, okay? You're sitting here and you're like, well, fuck, I'm already stuck in a relationship with this twat. There is hope, okay? There is hope. But it's about realizing that you will receive whatever is happening in your relationship because that's what you inherently believe you deserve. Now, until we fix that core belief system, nothing will change. Which means you need to sit down and admit out loud, oh, my fucking leg. You need to sit down and admit out loud that what you are currently receiving in your relationship is subpar, which means you're going to have to be really fucking honest with yourself to a degree where it will make you uncomfortable. It will probably make you cry or grieve or scream or punch a pillow. But until you bring that level of honesty into this conversation, nothing will improve because people who lie to themselves are only delaying the change. Okay? So you're listening to this and you're like, fuck, 4 minutes and 13 seconds in. Fuck my chungus life. This is what my relationship currently looks and feels like, okay? Great. What I'm going to do for you in this episode is call it out so you don't have to keep looping in shit that you supposedly hate. Because everyone else on the internet, when they give relationship advice, sex advice, romantic fucking advice, it's one of those things where it's easier to convince ourselves that that's not true. And it's fine. Okay, so we're 4 minutes in, you're sitting here and you're like, fuck, that's my life. What do I do now? I need you to be so disgustingly honest with yourself that it rips your heart out of your chest. Why are you attracting and why are you normalizing that type of standard in your relationship? A man who doesn't listen to you, a man who doesn't fulfill your needs, a man who does not respect you enough to change his ways. Why is that the default? Where does that come from? Who in your life do you look at as a reflection of what relationships should be? Is it your mum? Is it your dad? Is it your auntie? Is it your sister? Is it your brother? Is it your coach? Whoever it is, I want you to seriously sit here with me and ask yourself, is that the standard that I want in my relationships moving forward? Would that make me so disgustingly happy that I felt satisfied, turned on, and exhilarated to be in this romantic relationship? Yes or no? Because this is the thing that people miss. That is your default experience. And you get to make a decision if you want that to be your relationship. Just because it currently feels like that doesn't mean it can't change. But you need to admit to yourself that what you are currently in is not fulfilling your needs. It is not meeting your standard. Hell, if you're sitting here and you're like, I don't even fucking have a standard, let's start there. Let's write a list. Pause this video. Write a list. What do you actually want in relationships? What do you need in relationships? What is the thing which is going to make you have a full body exhale and go, oh, he finally gets it. I finally feel safe. I finally feel heard. That is what you need to figure out. So pause this fucking video, go make your list, and come back to it. I'll wait. Now, if you haven't taken the time to do that simple task, that already indicates to me that you're not taking relationships seriously. So many people want to consume content about how to change their life, but they don't actually want to do the action required to change it. So again, pause the video, go make the list, come back to it. Now, looking at that list, I want you to be so fucking real with yourself. Where is that the complete opposite to what you are currently experiencing? This is where we have to call out the pattern. This is where we have to call out the behavior. You're wanting someone who effectively communicates, hears you when you speak, and respects your input. Are you currently experiencing that? No. Okay. Now, pause. Before we blame our partner for every fucking thing that they do wrong, self-reflection, because that's key. Shadow work, because that's key. Where do you do that first? Where do you not effectively communicate with yourself? Where do you not effectively hold space and respect for your own feelings first? This is the thing. Until you are the walking, talking embodiment of the standard that you want in a relationship, you will not attract it. That will not exist. You cannot have the double standard. And so many people want the double fucking standard. It doesn't exist. You must lead by example. Perfect example. Okay, let's use this metaphor. You want more money in your life, yet you can't even handle the money you have in your bank account right now. Why the fuck do you think the universe is going to give you more money? You want an emotionally stable and mature man, yet every time you go to feel something, you shut it down and you don't even hold space for your own fucking feelings. Why do you think you're going to attract a calm, patient, emotionally regulated person? You are not a calm, patient, emotionally regulated person. This is the thing. Until you lead by example in your own life, and you again are the walking, talking embodiment of what you want, your standard will never play out. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. Even if you change your belief system, even if you do all of the positive fucking affirmations, even if you meditate every single day, even if you lie to yourself every single day, there will always be a disconnect. Someone's trying to silence me. There will always be a disconnect between what you want versus what you receive. Because what you are currently living out is the complete opposite to your standard. One, because you're not the walking, talking embodiment. Two, you probably haven't advocated for the things that you want. Three, you don't have the confidence and self-trust to walk away when someone doesn't meet those standards. This is why your relationships feel unfulfilling. This is not rocket science. This is a cheat code to getting everything you want. And it comes back to the start of this conversation, right? I was having a conversation with my friend She was like, this is what I want in relationships. Do you think I deserve that? Do you think I can have that? Yes. But in order to receive the luxury, if you will, of being in a healthy, positive relationship, you need to mirror that behavior first. Because if you can't hold space for your feelings, if you can't communicate effectively, if you shut down and are avoidant every time discomfort comes up, what do you think is going to play out when you're in a relationship? The same pattern. Except now you've got your triggers and their triggers on a silver fucking platter with no emotional regulation present, with no coping skills, no emotional maturity. So what's going to happen? You're going to play out the same shit that you do with yourself behind closed doors in front of someone else. You're going to feel triggered. Your body is going to feel like there is a threat present because you haven't learnt the tool of emotional regulation and moving through discomfort through your own life before you got into this relationship. That's why for you right now, what's playing out is you have a feeling, you shut it down, you go to communicate it, you shut yourself down, and then an argument, a fight, a disagreement plays out because you couldn't advocate for what you needed in the first place because you never held space for yourself here. So then you go to talk to your partner, you go to say to your partner, this is how I'm feeling, but you don't even know how you feel. You don't even know how you feel because you shut it down. Everyone will say to me, how do I get a relationship like you? You learn to hold space for your own feelings. You learn how to advocate for yourself the first time, not the second time, not the third time, not 3 days later. But when I have something which comes up in my relationship, I take a deep breath in and I say it there. Even if it's uncomfortable, even if I'm mid-tears, even if I know it's not going to be received well. It always is, and I'm very grateful for that. But even if I think like this could potentially bring up some conflict right now, I choose to say it regardless because if I don't, so much resentment will build. I'm a Scorpio. I'm a cold-hearted, cutthroat bitch when I need to be. So that dynamic will play out in my relationship if I don't say the thing the first time. Speaking from experience. And it's so important to realize that what you want is not out of reach. What you want is not too much. You're not asking for too much. I will always say to women, you are asking for the bare fucking minimum. The bare fucking minimum. And here's the thing which I think society gets really wrong. You don't actually want the flowers and the date nights. Okay? You want the emotional safety which comes with having a man who loves and cares about you more than he loves and cares about just your body. You don't actually care if your partner texts you back every single day. What you care about is feeling chosen, feeling needed, feeling wanted. Because that is going to stop the trigger of your abandonment wound playing out in real time. And this is where we get very confused. So it's about asking yourself, what do I actually need versus what do I think I want? And then making that the standard. Because when that becomes the standard in your life, that becomes the standard in your relationship. So I am someone in my life where as soon as I feel a level of discomfort, I'm sitting with it, even if I don't fucking want to, and I'm saying the hard thing. Whether that's in my relationship, with myself, with my clients, with my coach, with my best friend, with my mum, with my dad, with my family. I'm saying it then. Because if I don't, I'm not fulfilling my standard. And then I'm playing out a double standard. I'm asking someone of a high expectation, I want you to do this. You must do this. But I'm not willing to do it myself. That's a disconnect. That's ego playing out in your relationship. That's you thinking that you're better than your partner because you don't want to change, but you are demanding that they change. And I believe this is a reason, probably the core reason, why so many relationships fail, because you want your partner's behavior to change, but you are unwilling to do anything to change it yourself. So again, getting so honest. What do I want versus what do I need? And then where can I start giving that to myself first? Because news fucking flashing, I don't know who needs to hear this. No romantic relationship will fill the void that you have in yourself. Trust. No amount of sex, no amount of money, no amount of success or purpose will fill the void that you have in yourself until you learn to love yourself and respect yourself, more importantly. You are the only person who can fill that void. Everyone else is a distraction until you work on yourself. And if you are wanting to attract emotionally available men who are respectful and care about you and communicate effectively the first time, fucking hell, you better be that standard yourself. And that can start small with you journaling every single day. How do you feel? Why do you feel that? What do you need? 3 things. And the sad reality is that so many of you will not do those 3 things. And that's why you will keep attracting emotionally unavailable men. That's why you will keep attracting a partner who gets frustrated and angry at you when you voice your needs. Because that's the default that you do with yourself. Okay, so really driving home this theme, you are the mirror. Everything you don't like about your relationship currently, you are doing behind closed doors. Every single fucking thing. And if you created enough space in your day to sit down and fucking reflect, you would see that in real time. And whenever I say that, people get so triggered because it's true. Because why else would you have a problem? Where do you think they learned to do that behavior? So this is where being in a healthy relationship gets to be easy when you become the standard, when you become someone who you would want to be in a relationship with. This is very important, and hear me when I say that. You will not attract the love, the respect, the feeling of chosen, someone choosing you, someone loving you unconditionally until you are someone that you would like to be in a relationship with. Do you treat yourself with respect? Do you buy yourself flowers? Are you intimate with yourself? Calm. Your nervous system is regulated. Or are you stressed? You're panicky. You don't follow through on your fucking promises. You lie to yourself and you cheat your way through life. That is the hard truth that you need to hear. Water break because I get so parched. But that's the thing. Like, this shit isn't rocket science. And it's so important that you wake the fuck up. No one else is going to tell you that. No one else is going to be this harsh to you. And this is why I say at the start of the video, it will either land or it won't. And if it doesn't land, then you're obviously not ready to change. And that's fine. We all have our process. If this does land, I want you to sit there and ask yourself, how long do you want to keep repeating the same shit without change? How many more months can you do this? That's the real telltale for how dedicated you are to having a better relationship. I need my partner to be on board. You lead by example, they will get on board. Trust. Trust. You should not have to ask your partner to change. You should lead by example, and if they are willing and wanting, they will do that on their own. That's what's important. But the only thing that you can control in life is your reaction to things. Your emotions, your reaction. So start with yourself. Be your own project for the next 4 months. Lock the fuck in on being the girlfriend that you want. Okay? That is what's going to get you to attract better caliber, a better caliber of men. Even if you're listening to this and you're single. Who are you currently attracting? Who's on your Hinge? Who's on your Tinder? Who's in your fucking Instagram DMs? Why is that the standard? What do they all have in common? What is your default when you want to attract a man? Who are you bringing into your world? Who are you bringing into your body? Who are you bringing into your fucking energetic field? Because your partner will either make or break you. They will either make you want to be better, heal all of your childhood shit, get into the best shape of your life, grow your hair out nice and thick, improve your skin so you're happier and you start wearing color again, right? Or they'll fucking break you. And you'll stop looking after yourself. You'll stop looking after your mental and physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being, and you'll become a walking, talking doormat. That is the truth. So it's really important to realize that this conversation will make or break your relationships. Who are you currently attracting and why? And if you're listening to this and you're in a relationship and you've just had this light bulb moment and you're like, holy fuck, I'm unhappy. What I currently want is not what I'm experiencing. Great. Go and download the training, which is in the show notes, work through your resentment, and then have the hard conversation with your partner, because you need to see if you are both on the same page. If you are both not on the same page, it will never work. I'm so fucking sorry to say that. Relationships are not one-sided. There is no relationship that works that is one-sided. There is no amount of work that you can do to improve the quality of your relationship if your partner is not on board. I can change him, I can fix him. No, you can't. No, you can't. So we need to work on ourselves to then work on the relationship, but the partner needs to be on board. If they are not, focus on yourself. But this conversation will bring up a lot for you, and that's okay. This is the point. I'm not here to tap you on the bum and give you a kiss on the cheek and tell you you're doing a good job. I'm not in the business of protecting your feelings. Okay? I'm in the business of ripping your heart out of your chest so you stop playing into the same shit which you supposedly hate. Because suffering for fun is not something that I normalize in this world. And that's why it feels harsh when we have these conversations. But to reiterate, your standard, the thing that you paused this video and you wrote down, right? That will say a lot about what you're currently experiencing versus what you want. If there is a disconnect, something needs to change. I would start by writing a list of all of the shit that you do in your relationship that you don't like. And then, write a list of all of the things that your partner does in a relationship or your dating life, whatever it is that you don't like. And then split that page in the middle. Where do you do the exact same thing? Cross it over. See in real time on paper where you are lying to yourself and you do the same fucking thing. Then you can start to work through it. But we need that awareness, and awareness does not come from not being honest. So I'm going to leave this episode here, and I'm going to tell you once again that you get to be the standard, and whatever the fuck you want in this world, you can have if you become the person who gets that thing, which means what you tolerate will need to change. Your boundaries, the way you communicate effectively, will need to change. What you decide to put up with today, tomorrow, and the next day will need to change. And then you will need to become the woman who's in a relationship where you can advocate for what you want without resentment. You can learn how to do that with the training, which is linked in the show notes. Go check it out. It's 20 fucking minutes. That is all you need to create that awareness on your root problem in your relationships. Okay? I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next week.